So, after months and months of waiting, it has finally arrived on Netflix. Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters, which is part one of Toho's Godzilla anime trilogy. The second part apparently coming out this March, revolving around Mechagodzilla. I gotta say, Look, I didn't hate this movie, but nor did I, go away loving this movie either. And I understand, yes, it's part one of a trilogy, and maybe when the second and third parts come out for this trilogy, maybe this will work better on a whole. But as for a starting point, I'm just kind of left going, okay, where are you gonna go with this? Anyway, so for those who are unaware, this Godzilla Planet of the Monsters is the start of the Godzilla Toho anime series, and which this film is set 2,000 years in Earth's future. Mankind has been driven out by Godzilla to the farthest reaches of space, but then, 20 years in space, they're like, we can't find shit, we gotta go back, and discover, through chicanery of physics, it's been 20,000 years since they left, and Godzilla and the world around it has evolved. So, yeah. And it does focus on Haru, I'm forgetting his last name, but, Skakaki or something. I'm so bad with pronouncing names. Anywho, so yeah, this revolves around him and his plan to kill Godzilla so mankind can finally reclaim the Earth. Honestly, Haru reminds me so much of Eren Yeager. No, really, there are multiple points in this movie where I had to remind myself I'm not watching Attack on Titan, because this dude is so much like Eren Yeager, it's not even funny. No, he has the same, one singular drive to destroy Godzilla. He'll do everything in his power. He makes all these grandiose speeches that get people fired up and still get them killed. He lives in a world where people are more or less pretty much demoralized to their situation. Yeah, this is totally not, they totally did not take notes from Attack on Titan. Now, the animation I'm not going to harp on too much, because I understand, I came to terms and came to peace with, this anime film being, CGI animated. I pretty much came to terms with this very early. Would I have liked to seen something like an anime done in the vein of, Attack on Titan, the animation style of Attack on Titan, or something to that degree? Of course, but, it's cheaper, and it's where a lot of animes are going, especially on the Netflix side, so I pretty much came to peace with it. The CGI on a whole is pretty good. It's a lot better than what I've seen in some other CGI animated films and shows. Looking at you, the remake of Berserk. Seriously, oh god, fuck that. Oh man, they really screwed the pooch on that, on the Berserk CGI animation. Anyway, but this was serviceable. The Godzilla design is really cool for both, and I'll get to that in a moment. It was nice to actually, in the beginning of the film, actually get to see all the other monsters, even some like Dagara and Dogara, as well as, Orga. It was really cool to see some monsters that haven't gotten a lot of limelight lately. I wish we had actually more monsters in here. They promised a lot more, and I understand it was, for newsreels and whatnot, but I was kind of hoping for, a little more. But they do make this mention of the possibility of other monsters out in space. So I have a feeling that we're going to see Ghidorah sometime in this trilogy. I have a pretty safe bet that we are going to see King Ghidorah, or and possibly Gigan as well, in this trilogy somewhere. So that's my thought. Is that's where we're headed. Now, the other thing that I find really interesting about this is that we do have alien races in here, but instead of conquering us, they teamed up with us and fled. They were also refugees on this world. But what I find even more interesting is that they had the intention of ruling mankind after taking out Godzilla, but then they were like, well, fuck, we can't kill him either, might as well just pack up with the humans and leave. That was the whole thing, is fuck, can't be, welcome to refugee life, population us. That was a nice little twist, and some of the aliens do talk about and I've forgotten the alien name, the names of the alien races already, but it's kind of fun to see them, you know, there's a conversation between a couple of them, like, yeah, you know, you tried to, there was one race that were more or less like a religious sect. They were like more like if the Vulcans became, instead of logic, they focused on religion, and the other half was like Klingons. I am damn sure that, you know, that was the train of thought. If anything, actually, now that I think about it, the other race that are more, you know, the other race, the first one, I am so bad with these alien races, but the one that focused more on religion, if anything, it's more like a human-like version of the Hanar from Mass Effect. If they were more like humans instead of telepathic jellyfish people. Anyway, so this film does take the alien trope and does something cool with it, which I liked. The characters in here are pretty boring. Even our main character, who, like I said, is reminiscent of so much of Eren Yeager, it's not even funny. Godzilla Design, however, is pretty interesting. I like the little fusion. It feels like a fusion of Shin and 2014, which I think is kind of cool. And then the twist at the end was also pretty. It was also something to behold. Which I want to talk about the twist ending real quick. But this will involve spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to back out now, and I will give you guys a couple seconds to back out, and then come back after seeing it. You guys come back after being on Netflix, come back and see it again. Okay, so I'm guessing if you're still here, yeah, you want to be spoiled if you've already seen the movie. And also, sorry for tripping over my words a little earlier. I am totally not having a stressful day at all. I am so out of it. Anyway. So yeah, the twist end at the end, the twist of it all is that after they find a way to kill Godzilla, which, by the way, how they kill Godzilla is really out there. It's actually, no, it's not out there at all. It actually feels like something that, you know, they use like Death Star logic. Because, like, there's a little opening in Godzilla because he has a shield around. He can create a shield around him, but it's only open for an X amount of time. So it's almost like they have to get to this one little point to destroy Godzilla. So it's pretty much they have to Death Star their way through to defeat Godzilla. That's what it felt like. But yeah, after they kill Godzilla, they make this sudden discovery that wasn't Godzilla. That was Minya. The real Godzilla, after 2,000 years on Earth, has evolved into a fucking god. Like, seriously, when you see Godzilla at Godzilla at the end, you are like, oh, fuck me sideways and call me a bitch biscuit. Because, seriously, Godzilla they put the emphasis on God in Godzilla with that ending. And it also ends really depressingly. Just saying, it's really, you know, that, and again, I know they're setting up for 2 more films, but man, does this movie make you feel really depressed at the end. But yeah. There are, you know, despite all that, there are some cool new monster designs that creatures evolve from Godzilla, but they never really go into it. And I understand this is a trilogy, and you had an hour and a half, but most of it's acting all depressed and feeling all forlorn and shit. Like, you really feel bummed out as they are. Even Attack on Titan would look at this film and go, God damn, guys, little levity here. So yeah, I wasn't really impressed because they don't go into a lot of the science of the new evolution of the world. They do a lot of hypothesizing with Godzilla, which is cool. I mean, it's always nice to see all this new stuff they really do with Godzilla and all these new sciences. But they don't dig too deep into it, at least for me. But again, we have 2 more films, so maybe that can even out. But yeah, there's a lot of this is a depressing film. Like, it's almost overly dramatic. It's so depressing to the point where it's almost comical of how overly dramatic, especially our main character is. like I said, watch this and then go watch Attack on Titan and tell me that that dude is totally not, Eren Yeager. Yeah. But, for whatever the case, it was okay. It was an okay start to a trilogy. Hopefully it can pick up by the next two films. That's all I would like, is that it picks up. And I know, Toho can't really do got live-action Godzilla films until after 2020, hence their deal with Legendary. So, I will admit that, it is really cool that after so many years, we're finally getting a Godzilla anime. Let's not dissuade from the fact, even though this was okay, even though I keep saying this was an okay film, let's not dissuade from the fact that, because, Toho is actually really branching out with their with their idea for Godzilla. Something they haven't done in a long-ass time. So, let's be thankful that they're really starting to really think outside the box here. So, there's room for improvement. That's all I'm saying. But all in all, you guys can check this out on Netflix. See for yourselves. I've been getting, for me, I didn't absolutely love it, but I didn't walk away going, man, fuck this movie. So, if anything, it was okay. Give it a 3 out of 5. And like I said, hopefully the next two films will be a lot, will really bring a lot more bite and a lot more science to the film, because some of this, the science didn't seem sound. But again, I'm talking about a film with a giant atomic reptile that blows shit away with atomic breath, just saying. But anyway, you guys comment below. What did you guys think of Godzilla Planet of Monsters? Guys like it? Guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.